I think I'm more comfortable in my own skin. I think I am more aware of what road to take to be more authentic or to feel a little more authentic in my life, and that's something I'd like to strive for. I think I'm in the path of figuring out who am I. There was a lot of times where music was my friend at home. So I think I did develop this sense of being home or being comfortable with it. Who am I? Well, I think the answer right now is I'm a Mexican woman in Germany, and I'm a composer. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter, and I don't know. I'm a musician, trying to figure out what's next and how to be happy. Yeah. I think my love for it got nurtured with the examples of everybody and what I saw everybody did with it. But then I think I did something else with it as well, like a relationship. But until now, I realized that there was this interest for arts and music. And I think I just, as a child, enjoyed it and perhaps thought that maybe I could do it. And for example, there's an uncle, and he was the one who gave me music. He didn't give music to my brother and my sister, but he brought me LPs, you know, the big plates of CDs, and he gave me many CDs of Vivaldi, and I was traumatized with it, and I wanted to play the violin. And then I was like, Dad, for my next birthday, I want a violin. I was like, okay. I didn't want anything else. I just wanted an instrument. And I remember that he went, and I was like, oh, maybe I will get my violin. And then when he arrived with a synthesizer and a speaker. And I was like, Dad, that's that is not a violin, you know. And he was like, yeah, but the violins were so expensive, and this one has the violin and the whole quartet and many other instruments, so this is better. So my parents saw that I was, you know, doing the effort, and it was very hard. And initially I wanted to do two bachelors, like one in communication and the other one in music. But then when I started, my parents were like, you have to choose one. I mean, because it's too much, and we don't want to see you die of tiredness or sleep or you know, I was not really sleeping that much. So they were like, choose one, the one that you like, but choose one. And I chose music. Where were you? I mean, it was going so well. because that was the other.
It's not mine.
That was the other. And so good that we have this pause. And in the 22, like the idea is that the melody starts in a volume and then you just sing it in louder at the end. And so 24, you do the forte forte. Yes, but I need a little more from you two. Yeah. And also, like, the melody can actually go screaming a little bit, because the first one is like a nice version of it. And the second one is a little more energetic, so it should sound a little more like a big wave. So when she enters with her one in piano, it's like, oh, where did that sound went to? So let's try that one. And you're entering one. That was way better. I don't know what happened. Keep doing it. 22.
I just enter and I decide, because I'm always on the one, I play with confidence and everybody has to follow. Yes. But it's not that I actually feel confident, I just act like I do.
Sometimes when I see my mom, remembering when I was little, I mean, it's this kind of tenderness, no? This kind of memory of you were little, like you had this honest, unworried smile about life. Yeah, sometimes you do feel lonely, being so far away, and so that was kind of hard. And obviously, some things happened back home in May, and that was rather difficult to digest. And it was something that I didn't see coming that much. So yeah, that was really hard. And when I came back home, facing that same situation back home, like family thing, that was also hard, because when you're away, you kind of digest the loss of a person differently than being surrounded with your family. It's sad to be away, but it also cuts from many things. And then when you go back for a longer period of time, then you start facing it a little bit more, like the grief, and not only your grief, because I think in a way I understood that everybody is a little broken and it's normal. But when you are closer to everybody, you kind of notice, and that's kind of like a challenge, like, because you have your own thing, but everybody as well. So it's an interesting dynamic. So I think that was a challenge, but it was nice to see people and be there as well. So. Allegedly, yes. Yeah, there was this party here in the foyer, and I like dancing, and she likes dancing too. We danced. Oh, yeah. We had fun, and then is where we realized, we could be good friends. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And she's a very nice. She's a very good friend. She's a very good friend. Yeah. I mean, imagine like in 2 years, I hate Sophie. So when they were thinking about doing a project for children, because it was the initiative of my teacher to do that, I was like, oh, I remember these books that I read when I was a little girl, and I was like, I could give it a go. My mom scanned the books for me. She sent them, and that's why. I had to edit the text, though. You cannot see it because I did it really well, but but there was like some, the stories along the images. The text, yes.
The whole story was
along
this. Yeah,
and then I started looking for people, and then she studies also music pedagogic, and this is for children, so I was like, can you please help me? And then she fortunately said yes, and that's why we're here.
Hasen. Will jemand den Tiger spielen? Ja? Du kriegst den Tiger. Pass auf, mal schön. Okay. Und die anderen, die müssen immer schön laut mitrollen, ja? Also, genau. Jetzt müsst ihr still sein, weil Pamela wieder mit der Musik anfängt am Anfang. Also, der Fuchs und der Tiger. Der Tiger. Sehr gut. War der König des Waldes. Eines Tages fing er einen Fuchs. Ja. Sehr gut. Der Tiger wollte den Fuchs auffressen.
Yeah, like the beginning was improvised, like because the idea of playing the piano, it was good. That was, yeah,
Like the introduction.
no, like to call them and sit down, like to play something. That was nice.
Yeah, yes.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
So, but it was good. It was good. It is true that it's always like a surprise with children, and it was a surprise.
Some of them
The Hase. The one took the Hase.
I love that. Yeah, it was so good.
I love that. That was great.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really good. Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
Die Wunderkiste.
Yeah.
Der Tiger war super.
Yeah, the Tiger was super.
Ja.
So, this is my most recent space, and I'm still getting used to it. Yeah, I still need to find my order and how do I do things, because I usually compose, well, with this thing on, and also, it depends. Sometimes it's directly on the program, writing the notes and writing up the music. Sometimes it's written ideas on paper and then translating them here. And sometimes it's just thinking without writing how I want the textures and the colors or whatever thing I want to do, to imagine how it would sound like. Sometimes I do that, and then I come and sit and start finding the chords or the sounds or the melodies to make that work. From music informatics, there were some kind of projects using Super Collider, like the thing of the laptop ensemble. This is the patch that the colleagues made. It looks chopped because my screen is not so big, but this is to see incoming messages from everybody into my computer, and then I can send them stuff as well from mine to their computer. So that's a patch that they shared with me. So when it comes to music informatics, I think I would define myself as using what I find and trying to make something out of it. And it's basically, I mean, I don't consider myself a very good person like in Max either, but there are some moments where I was like, hey, I can use this, and I explore it a little further, and that's exciting. One day I woke up, I don't know why, and I was like, I want a web page. there's this Pamela Soria that's classical music, you know, and then Soria Box took the turn to do some commercial music, and then I got to do some commercials for like some brands, you know, so that was nice. But then, you know, life happens. It's a funny thing for me because I think I need more discipline. I do. I do. And but sometimes, you know, it's funny that sometimes I have a routine and it's going, it's going, it's going. And then life happens that it's like, no, change it. This happens and you have to do this now and stuff like that. So it's interesting that life doesn't let me keep a routine. I will blame it on life, yes. Not on me. Ja. Hallo, ich habe 2 Stücke für diesen Tag komponiert, also Sie sind herzlich eingeladen. Ich freue mich sehr und ja, sehen wir uns in der Tachtenmusik diesen Samstag. And ok. Sí. ¿Todo bien? Está bien, está bien. The next one is fortissimo, but this one is forte, like. Yeah. Okay. The idea is like the fortissimos, like to fill the room. So let's see what happens. I like it. I mean, I was nervous at first because I was like here and I was like, oh my god, there are people hearing my work. But other than that, you stand up. Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, it was really nice. I like it. Ich hoffe, ich kann es entwickeln. Natürlich, es war mein erster Quintett für Bläser. Quintett, das ist das erste Mal, die ich für diese Besetzung schreibe. Also ja, ich denke, ich kann verbessern. Nicht verbessern. Actually, I took the idea of going on the floor. I mean, I used to like it because, I don't know, it changes your perspective. And I like the idea that it grounds you. Like, I don't know. And since then, sometimes I just feel like being on the floor, staring at the ceiling or whatever, and then just thinking about stuff. Yeah. I think every musician is like, why do I keep doing this? You know, sometimes you wake up and some things get hard, and you're like, why am I here? Why am I still here? You know. Saying yes to music would be the first jump into the unknown. Maybe it was without me knowing that it was. And but I think that's such a big decision of changing from country somewhere I don't know. I didn't know anybody. Yes, that's something I wanted to do, and something in me was like, I will do it.